Hi, this is Malcolm Munro, the Career Fitness Coach, and welcome to this week's edition of Career Fitness Tips. In the next few minutes, you'll get some new ideas, tools, tips, and techniques that are guaranteed to make you more effective in your personal and your professional life. So with no further ado, tune in to this week's edition of the Career Fitness Tips with me, Malcolm Munro, the Career Fitness Coach.
Now, for some reason, I fit in the Army like one of them round pegs. It's not really hard. You just make your bed real neat and remember to stand up straight and always answer every question with, "Yes, Drill Sergeant."
Is that clear? Yes, Drill Sergeant!
What you do is you just drag your nets along the buck. On a good day, you can catch over 100 pounds of shrimp. Everything goes all right. 2 men, shrimp in 10 hours, less what you spend on gas. You can...
Done, Drill Sergeant? Go! Why did you put that weapon together so quickly, Gump?
You told me to, Drill Sergeant.
Jesus H. Christ. This is a new company record. If it wouldn't be a waste of such a damn fine enlisted men, I'd recommend you for OCS, Private Gump. You are going to be a general someday, Gump. Now, disassemble your weapon and continue.
Anyway, like I was saying, shrimp is the fruit of the sea. You can barbecue it, boil it, broil it, bake it, saute it. There's shrimp kebabs, shrimp creole, shrimp gumbo, pan fried, deep fried, stir fried. There's pineapple shrimp, lemon shrimp, coconut shrimp, pepper shrimp,
shrimp soup, shrimp stew, shrimp salad, shrimp and potatoes, shrimp burger, shrimp sandwich. That's about it.
Well, welcome to my new gym. Actually, this is my regular gym, the gym where I work my brain out and do all my stuff, and so I thought I'd invite you in this week, and maybe we'd spend a few weeks in this gym. You know, we just watched a really interesting video clip from the movie Forrest Gump, and the reason I showed you that clip was that Forrest's friend Bubba was really giving total focus to one thing. And if you saw the movie and you watched the clip, of course, you know that was about shrimp. Everything was about shrimp. Shrimp dominated the conversation, dominated his whole train of thought, completely ran his life. Now that was good for Bubba, but what about for the rest of us that are trying to build morale in our workplaces, even now during really tough economic times? You know, one of the things I learned many years ago when I used to work at a hospital here in Silver Spring was that most managers really don't give total focus. Now, part of my role when I was over there was to give workshops and some individual coaching. And most of the time I'd bring the managers, well, I'd go to their office. And it was interesting because we began and their phone would ring and they'd look over at the phone and they'd want to see who it was and they'd say, "Hold on a minute." And they'd pick up the phone and then they'd talk. Or they'd be sitting there and their BlackBerry would go off and they'd say, "Hold on a second." They'd look at the okay, where were we? Or they'd hear the computer, the little voice, the email would come up and they'd want to take a quick look. And you know, I knew better, but I thought, boy, if somebody didn't know, they'd think that there was no focus going on there. So when I bring them back into my office, I would always make a big deal out of just taking the phone off the hook, turning off the monitor on my computer, and taking my BlackBerry out and sticking it in the desk drawer. And for that moment, we had total focus. So this week, as you're talking to your friends, your coworkers, the people that report to you, or even when you talk to your boss, why don't you practice total focus? Now, total focus means that we are just going to be eye to eye with that person. We're not going to look at distractions. We're not going to listen for distractions. For that moment, it's total focus. And what I'll promise you is that if you give total focus to a person, they are going to look at that as one of the most special things that's ever been done to them. Because as human beings living in a very busy society, we multitask left and right. So this week, make that part of your plan. And I'll see you next week here in this gym on the Career Fitness Tips. Have a great week. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Career Fitness Tips with me, Malcolm Munro, the Career Fitness Coach. You know, if you really take time to apply the principles you just heard, you'll make a huge difference in the way you do business both at home and at work. So make sure you do that this week. Take the tip and put it to work. If you've got more questions about that, why don't you just email me directly? You can reach me at coach@emailthecoach, or check me out online on www.careerfitnesscoach.com. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week on Career Fitness Tips.